sky. I'ma take it too far. I'ma take it too far. Take it way too far. Yeah. A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
A whole new world.
Hell yeah.
A whole new
Where
world.
crystal clear.
A whole new world. That's all I know.
Oh,
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to
the
No Chaser
techno
Podcast. I'm
remix.
Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
We got a very special guest in the house. This man has been going viral. I've seen him everywhere, and I'm just so intrigued, bro. I want to just know all about you, man. Like, I seen you pop up on my algorithm. And look, y'all know I normally don't like to have people on that I don't already know in real life, okay?
Mhm.
But I just want to know about you, bro.
Yeah.
Make some noise. He's a musician. He's all over social media. He be chefing it up with his wife. I seen that shit right there. Make some noise for LyricsBorn. What's up?
Thank you. My
Thank you.
pleasure, man. Thank you. It's an honor.
You know what, man? No, honor to you, sir. Thank you for pulling up. First off, what kind of Asian are you?
That's a great question
I would love to know.
because we're all the same.
I
right?
mean,
No. So my father is Japanese
Mhm.
and my mother is white.
Oh, sick.
So
Jade.
that's what it is.
Fun,
You know?
fun. Cool, man. Well, first
Yeah.
off, you're from the Bay Area, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Berkeley, California.
Oh,
I was born in Japan,
Okay.
and then they split. My parents split, and then eventually we moved to California when I was like 5.
Okay.
So, and I've been here ever since.
Nikki Blades
in
is
the
also
Bay.
a Bay Area girl.
I am.
Okay, from where?
I stay in the East Bay.
Same. Oh, now you do
Mhm.
still. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's very cryptic. You know, you could tell people are doing things when they won't tell you exactly like
Well,
what's it.
You know, because sometimes you'll say like East Bay and I'll say like Dublin. They're like, huh?
Oh,
What?
that's good. Yeah, my wife is from Pleasanton.
Oh, we're right. Okay, we're neighbors.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And as I just know, just from reading your Instagram captions,
Yeah.
you've been making music for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, what's a long time, bro? Because I just, look, as I feel like most people have seen Snoop reposted you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I've just been seeing you everywhere, bro. Like, I don't know, I click one video and now you're just all over my timeline, man. Just you,
Yeah.
you booty shaking and 9/11 jokes is all I have on my algorithm. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh, you seen that one video of it?
Of him shaking ass
Booty
shaking and 9/11.
9/11.
Wait, what? Was that a stories remix?
It was AI. It was AI.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you've
Wow.
making music for a long time, man. Tell us
Asian
about it.
ignorance. Okay, sorry. Continue. Yeah, I have, man. I have. I made my first record I was a teenager in 1993, and
Don't do the math on that.
it's a long time, bro. It's a long time. So yeah, and I mean, this Goodbye Sticky Rice, the one right now,
Mhm.
is my 16th album.
Dang.
And it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know. First of all, shout out to Snoop. I mean, an amazing, incredible, generous dude, right? I mean, I don't know how he got a hold or how he saw that video.
He don't even run his accounts, probably.
I mean, it had like 1,000 views. I don't know how he saw it.
Right.
You know? And then after that, it was just everything that we've dropped since then has been in the millions, man. And you know,
That's
so
awesome.
I owe a lot to Snoop. So thank you if you're watching out there.
That's
Snoop.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
And so, would you more of a rapper, singer, both?
You know, I do what the track calls for.
I feel it.
That makes
You know,
sense.
I do what the track calls for. So however it speaks to me, that's how I respond, you know. So like sometimes I sing, sometimes I will rap. It just depends, man. On this album though, I would say I probably 95% more rapping than I would normally do, you know.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of, because on this album, the guy that produced it, shout to Teak the Beatsmith, he was like, bro, just ride the beat.
Mhm.
You know, fuck all that screaming bullshit, bro. Just ride the beat. Just stay in pocket, just ride the beat. And I'm like, well, what about this? Do you like this? And I try all these, he's like, man, just chill with that bullshit, bro. Just ride the beat, And he was right. He was right. That's what I did. And so here we are.
I mean, I
everything
feel
is so smooth.
Yeah.
It's like you can't not finish this video when you come on.
I know.
Thank
what
you.
I'm saying? Like,
Thank you.
It's a very, like, I feel like it's like, I mean, I'm sure everyone's in your comments saying, like, you hear like sugar-free.
Yeah.
Sugar-free, like a funk sugar-free. It's the vibe.
Well, okay, so here's first of all, shout to Sugar Free. He's a fucking legend, right? Shout to Sugar Free. But the interesting thing about that is, like let's say so the first song that we did called Take It Too Far. So I was, like I said, I tried a million different things on it. And Teak was just like, bro, just ride the beat. And so I did that kind of in the way that you hear me right now. And then he was like, no, take it up a little bit. Like your pitch. Take your pitch up a little bit. So, before maybe I would have been like, when they say I'm the best, baby, they ain't lied. Certified vet from the Bay. Like he was like, no, take it up. So it was like, when they say I'm the best, baby, they ain't lied. Certified. And at that point, everybody was like, that sounds like Sugar. That's his range. You know what I mean? Right. And I was like, okay, I can see that, But man, shout out to Sugar Free. We're trying to get that collab cracking.
That'd be so dope.
Shout out to the P,
So I read something saying this is like your last album, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, it is, man, because my cooking show got picked up.
Oh, word.
Hey.
And I can't say right now, but we're going to announce very, very soon, and it's really exciting. But I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest, man. I don't know what I'm going to do because, to be honest, I thought I was just going to make this record, this album, do my tours, move the fuck on. You know what I mean? And now it's like, it's done better than any album in my career. You know what I mean? So...
Well, let me ask you this, man. Look, as somebody who, I've been online for a long time. I've been creating shit for a long time, right?
I've been following.
Well,
absolutely.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. And I've talked about this before, where I feel like I came up with a lot of people who had to at some point be like, you know what? It's just not gonna work for me. I gotta get a real job. I gotta, you know what? Maybe the dream isn't the way I expected it to go, you know? And for you, someone who was like doing it for a long time, and then you was like, I'm about to retire after this, and all of a sudden then it popped off for you.
Yeah.
How, at what point were you like, okay, you know what? I'm calling it a day. What made you decide you were gonna do that?
That's a really good question, man. And I don't think any artist doesn't have those feelings at one point or another. You know what I mean? And I think for me, I don't know. When you tell the universe I'm prepared to walk away, sometimes the universe will be like, okay, as long as you know that. Now here. You know what I mean?
Here's a cooking show.
Yeah.
So the decision for this to be the final one came before the blow up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now you gotta stand on business. No, you don't, dog.
I mean, I'm gonna stick to the plan for now.
Or he's gonna be like, watch this, Lyrics Reborn.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, just change your name. Lyrics Born retire.
Man, it's been crazy. I mean, I'm still touring though.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna tour. I'm still gonna do shows. I'm still doing features. I'm still popping up here and there.
Oh, you doing features?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But as far as like making LyricsBorn albums, I have no plans right now. So
All right.
Yeah.
And you got a cooking show with wifey.
Yeah.
How long you been married?
Well, she was on one episode.
Oh, okay. That's the one I saw.
She will tell you it's her show. She's been on one episode.
So you got a cooking show.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Yeah. She's like, so what are we gonna do for our episode? What are we gonna do for our show?
She gonna use this as reference.
Well,
see, even he knows.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, sorry. What was the question?
No, I was gonna say first of all, let's see. Should I go marriage or cooking?
We can talk about both.
Let's talk about both. How long you been married?
Ooh, so since 05. 05. This is
Oh, 20 years.
Yeah.
Damn near. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
congrats on that.
05. Thank you.
Man,
Yeah.
she been riding with you through all the broke
Man.
times. You trying to be out here making music.
Bro, you have no idea. You have no idea. We were engaged for like 2 years. I couldn't afford a ring, man.
Mhm.
You know, she's like, you didn't do this right. Oh, man. You know, but hey, it's just a testament to the relationship. You know what I mean?
That's how you know you got a real
How long you been married?
8 years now.
Yeah.
2018, 25. It'll be 8 years.
Let me ask you that. How long were y'all together before you got married?
7 years before we got engaged.
Yeah.
And then something's not right. 18, 25, 8 7. I think this will be our either 13th or 14th year. It's 14 years altogether. 13, some shit like 13 to 14, something like that. Yeah.
No, I mean, and I truly believe, man, that pre-period is so important, man.
I agree.
You know, because you really, you know, you get to know somebody and like all their pluses, all their minuses, all their bullshit, you know, all their this, all their that. It's really important, man. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, we were long distance too, so I feel like it kind of, you take whatever time it was and stretch it out. Because I was only seeing her once a week every month, you know what I'm saying? So, because people were looking at us crazy, like, 7 years, you just now getting engaged? I'm like, I barely see her.
Like, I've seen
She
her
could be fake, man. I don't know.
It's a total of 3 months I've ever met this woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful, man. You've been married,
Yeah.
and so the cooking show, how'd that come about? You know, like, you
Right.
know, do you like to cook? You like to eat?
Man, I don't miss meals, bro. Yeah, I mean, so it started in the pandemic. You know, like everybody else, I was forced to be home. I was off the road for the first time in like, 10, 15 years of just nonstop touring. And I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? How can I stay creative? And I wasn't really that motivated to make music in that time just because I was so exhausted, you know? And so I'm like, oh shit, let me just cook. I've always loved to cook, but I had to place my creative energy somewhere, you know? And so that's when I really started to get down, man. And it was just, those first 3 seasons was just me, iPhone in one hand and a spatula in the other, you know what I mean? And that went for 3 seasons. And then last year we got into a kitchen, we got funded and we got into a kitchen studio in San Francisco, and I was able to bring in guests.
Oh, okay.
And so that's probably what you saw with Joy was in it. And then season 5 is about to be a full.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of suspense.
Secrets.
I know. So
I
many
know.
secrets.
It's like, oh,
What's your specialty?
Okay, so I love Asian fusion, obviously.
Yeah, I am an Asian fusion.
Right.
I am what I eat.
I mean, I'll try to be as creative as I can with Asian food. So we'll throw anything in there, you know, and just stir it up.
Let me ask you this, because people always ask me this too. Like, well, you know, as a young Japanese white boy, how does
That's
one?
what they ask you,
No,
though.
don't ask me that. The question is, how did you get into like rap and rapping and that genre of music? You know,
that's a great question. I mean, coming up in the '90s in the Bay Area, it was just such a special place. I mean, there were all these artists from all over the spectrum. So, I went to high school with some of the Souls of Mischief guys.
Oh, shit.
And I went to Shout to Souls, and I've known the Hyro guys forever, and like people like Q-Bert and Dan the Automator. So like seeing Asians doing hip hop for me was not unusual. And I think for people in the Bay Area, seeing Asians making hip hop is not unusual at all.
Right.
I mean, even today, right? Like Dan is still going, Q-Bert is still going, but you see like P-Lo, or you see Seiji, or you see there's just so many, you know? And so I never really felt like what I was doing was unusual. It wasn't until I hit the road and started to see the world. And, and you'd be in that town, that remote town somewhere, Idaho, and you might be the only Asian person in the whole town
Mhm.
on stage
Mhm.
is the only person in the town, and that's me. You know,
They like half is too much over here.
Oh my
Half is-
God.
that's hella funny.
We got our quota at half.
No,
Yeah.
he's 75%.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it was. I don't know, man. There were some very difficult times. It's still difficult, you know. But
Yeah.
I think thanks to social media and thanks to the internet, it's like we can present ourselves.
Mhm.
You know, as you well know. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like we're not dependent on the machine anymore,
Right,
you know,
right.
or the networks or the
Mm.
label. I mean, we could present ourselves as who we are. You know.
I mean, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say, do
Yeah.
you think you would have been able to do everything you've done, say you lived in SoCal, or if you were somewhere else other than the Bay?
That's a great question. I mean, yeah, but I don't know if my story would have been the same.
Mhm.
You know, like, I mean, obviously, there were, and especially at that time, there were a lot of Asian artists. There's more now than ever, which is
Mhm.
great, right?
Mhm.
But I mean, even at that time, there was still a lot here in LA
Mm.
also, you
Mhm.
know. So it wasn't like we don't have a peer group. It's just that like breaking through was always the challenge.
Mhm.
You know, like I got told in the 90s and the 2000s when major labels were signing all of my friends, all of them. And some of them were getting dropped and re-signed.
Mm.
Like all
Oh,
of
to
them.
different labels?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, I
interesting.
mean, you know, you're talking about like everybody from like, you know, the Hyro guys to Black Alicia's to Jurassic 5. You know, in the early days, these are guys I came up with, right?
Mm.
And I was just doing just as well, and in some cases, if not better, independently.
Mhm.
And the labels would be like,
You took off the
"Ah."
sunglasses. They was like,
Yeah, you know what I mean? They were like, "Are you high?" I'm like, "No, motherfucker, I look like this." But yes, I am high also. No, but they were like I had labels that signed all my friends be like, "You're too hard to market.
Mm.
You're too hard to market."
Mhm.
And I'm like, look at all my stats and
Right,
my
right.
metrics, you know? And so that's
Even with that beautiful hair, bro.
you know, well, they didn't have leave-in conditioner back then. You know what I mean? So that was it, bro. I mean, and so, like I said, man, I mean, you know, people can hate on social media all they want. They can hate on the internet all they want. But I mean, for those of us that really don't have, historically have not had platforms, I mean, it's been amazing for guys like us. You know what I mean?
This is
So-
I like this conversation because you know, you've been in the game for a minute, so
Yeah.
and you have a new like influx of people, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, I've been on the internet for a long time. I've been dealing with annoying hate comments for
Of
a long
course.
time. How's it for you? Where I
Yeah.
feel like you got this brand new audience, and of course, you popping up on people's algorithm. They like, who's this fucking ching chong thinking rapping over here?
Right.
How are you dealing with
Well,
these new comments?
I think some of my favorite comments are like, "Hey man, is this Tim's uncle? Are you Tim's uncle? Tim, is that you? Is that your uncle?" I get it all, bro. You know,
This gentleman right here, Tim, is releasing his own brandy.
What the hell? Indeed I am. Jester's Court Brandy, my brandy.
Can we all try?
How many proofs is it?
95 proof.
So that's a lot.
shit.
That's a lot. Smells good. Smells really good.
Cheers. No pressure, guys. No
This
pressure.
smells really good.
I was gonna shoot it, okay? Shooters.
It's actually pretty nice.
That's a good brandy. Yeah, it's way smoother than. Wow.
Especially for being 95 proof.
Yeah.
Wow.
For 95 proof, that's real smooth.
There's no
Really
burn in my
smooth.
throat, and
Yeah.
I'm a lightweight.
And it's got a good lingering taste that's not bitter.
Yeah, it tastes really good, actually.
Wow, that's really refreshing. It doesn't have that after burn. It's like an after mint.
You feel a burn, but it's not like a.
I would pay for it.
You shooting or sipping? I'm ready to turn up, dog.
Shoot it, shoot it.
No, we're shooting it.
Let's go.
I think I'm a little drunk, yo.
Shut up.
No way.
I think I'm a little buzzed.
and it took a minute to get used to.
Yeah.
It took a minute to get used to. I think my favorite comment was, "It just go." So you got to understand, right? Like before Snoop reposted, like I'm up like 8x right now. It's crazy. Like on all my social media, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but before, so you know, I officially have 7-8 times more new followers than old followers, you know? And so like the funniest, my favorite quote was, "It just goes to show you it's never too late to start." You know? And I'm like, motherfucker, what? But then I was like, damn right. You know? So like to all these people, I'm a new artist and I'm like, fuck it, I'll take it, man. You know, I'll take it, bro.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, I'm very happy right now, man. You know, I'm very, very happy. And I think I feel like it's just the beginning in a lot of ways, you know?
That's
So,
dope.
yeah.
What was the first moment you had when you realized the internet was a tool?
I think when I realized how powerful it was probably when we started doing the cooking show. You know, when we started, because it was clear instantly that it had legs, you know, and it was clear instantly that people were really, really paying attention. And if you just show up, man, if you just show up with your authentic voice, no matter how that shit looks in your mind, you know, you got to quiet those voices, you know what I mean? But if you just show up as real as you can be, no matter how it looks, you might even fall on your face and all that kind of shit. I mean, people appreciate that, man. And it spreads. Like to this day, like all the shares that we get on social media, it's almost like 95% organic. You know what I mean? And there was a moment, you know, you have those moments, you know, what you were just saying, where it's like, oh, is this really fucking worth it, man? You know what I mean? Is this really what the dream is supposed to be? You know? But I think when you are willing to come to terms with that, you're like, okay, I'm willing to give this X amount of time. And then that time passes, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna give it a little extension, you know? And then you're finally ready to say, okay, man, I've done my absolute fucking best, you know? And then boom, the universe gives you this gift and you really see the power of the tools that you have, you know? So I think that was a long answer to that.
But yeah.
But yeah. Yep.
It has to come with a lot of validation, right? Like people get to just see you. And like you said, they can tell this is authentic. We fucking like this. So when you look back, when they say he's not marketable, but y'all can market Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nothing against Rob. You know what I'm saying? But that was them assuming the culture wouldn't be accepting.
Yeah.
So now that you get to put yourself out there and you see that, nah, I was right. I was dope then. I'm dope now. And these people like it. Does that sting in the past a little bit, or are you just happy for the right now?
You know, I thought it would more than it does. You know, like I thought I would feel more, look at me now, motherfucker. I thought I would feel more like that, but I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. And I think, how do I explain that? I'm just doing what I always did, you know, and you don't have control over who sees you win. People only know what they know, you know. So if you present them with something and then suddenly they come to this realization and everything starts to click for you all of a sudden, it was meant to be at that moment, you know. And that's something I don't have control over, you know. And these stories that people develop in their mind, or you know, maybe what I perceive may be the story that they develop in their minds. It's in whoever is coming up with these stories, it's in your mind. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to quiet those voices, you know? Like, I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and you know, if somebody said, okay, this is how you have a multi-decade career as an Asian rapper, right? It's laughable. Like, because on paper, you're like, that shit looks crazy, impossible. You know what I mean? Until somebody does it. You know what I mean? Until somebody's crazy or stubborn enough to really stick it out and go for it, man, you know? And here we are.
All right, well, now that you got it popping, if major labels, if a major label right now came like knocking at your door,
Yeah.
what would you be down?
We
or-
could talk.
We could talk.
Yeah, we could talk. I mean, so it's interesting, man. Like when I told you, all those labels turned me down.
Yeah.
In the past, it forced me to put out my own records. It forced me to put out my own albums. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be heard. You know, it forced me to create my own platforms. You know, to create mobile home recordings, to create my label. And here we are 16 albums later. I own it all. I own it all. And not only that, here's the magical, it's almost like a swan song if you think about it, bro, because like all those titles were with different distributors.
Okay.
They're all coming back to me in August.
Oh.
30 albums.
Dang.
You
Wow.
know, well, 16 albums, 8 EPs, and like 8 mixtapes.
Oh shit.
You know, all coming back to me. So we can talk, man. You know, it's never been a better time.
You ever get into writing for other people?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. You know, I think, you know, people have different opinions on that, like, oh, so-and-so uses a ghostwriter.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of that shit.
You know, I think the kids don't care anymore either,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Yeah.
like, is the song good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite artists of all time had writers. You know,
Yeah.
is the song good? That's all I care about.
Nah,
You
we
know?
always be like, let's find a little baddie on IG and turn her into a City Girls or something like
Yeah.
that.
I failed the audition. It was originally supposed to be me. I didn't pass.
I don't
You
believe
wasn't
that.
believable.
I was,
man.
yeah. They were like, she's not a baddie.
Our boys do a lot of like K-pop stuff,
Mhm.
writing the K-pop stuff, and that's lucrative.
Yeah.
Say that, yeah.
As soon as I'm done pretending like I'm writing for myself, I'm gonna see what's good with
Right,
writing for some
yeah.
K-poppers too.
Oh my goodness. Do you have like a top 5 as far as artists you would love to be able to write for or work with?
Yeah, I do. I would love to work with, okay, so right now, I think like contemporary artists, I would love to work with Anderson.
Okay.
I would love to work with Bruno. I would love to work with Snoop. I would love to work with, I definitely want to work with Sugar Free. I would love to work with, as far as like, if we're talking about like vocalists,
Mhm.
I really want to work with T-Pain, man.
Man,
I really-
Yes.
I really want to work with T-Pain, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but there's so many incredible, I love Kaylani. She's from the Bay, obviously,
Absolutely.
too. It's just La Russell. I love La Russell.
We love La Russell.
God, there's so many, man.
Are you
There's so
tired?
many.
Are you tired of these kids calling you Unc?
At first, I didn't know who they were talking about, bro. I didn't know who they were talking about, bro. And then I got it, you know, and then people on the street like, what's up, Unc? Yeah, I seen you on Instagram, Unc. This you was. I'm like,
It's how they sound exactly.
I was like, who? Oh, I'm Unc.
Yeah.
I am Unc.
Look, man,
You
we
know?
just started getting Unc.
Yeah,
And we were like,
I'm
come
tired of it. About to start dying and shit.
So how do you feel about? Okay, so what about that to you is like off-putting?
It's just like I don't feel old. Now, I'm an actual uncle, but not to you, motherfucker.
Not your uncle.
You look like you my age.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Have you gotten Mr. yet?
I haven't got Mister. I've got OG.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. That pissed me off real bad.
Yeah,
but
bro.
OG and Unc, I've got.
Like, at what point did I go from Big Bro to Unc?
Yeah.
Like, chill
Right.
out, dog.
Yeah, like,
Now the only people that call me Big Bro are other unks that are slightly younger than me. You know what I mean? Oh, what's up, Big Bro? Oh shit, yeah, I guess so. Right.
Like, Filipinos always hit me with the kuya. I like kuya. I think
Yeah.
I think it sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? So I was never mad at that. But something about it in English, just wait. Kuya means uncle, right? Or
nah,
is that
it's big.
Yeah.
is that it's big brother?
Bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then cool.
Yeah.
So what's uncle in Filipino? Does anyone know?
Tito.
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 Yeah.
Oh, okay. Word. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Tito
Keep
Tim.
it kuya. Keep it kuya.
Nah,
Yeah,
Tito,
keep it
Tito
cool.
Tim.
Tito Tim.
Tito Tim. That's the
Tito
one.
Tim. Nah, that's terrible. Makes me feel like I need a mustache. That's
And a
terrible.
rat tail.
Oh god.
Oh no,
That's
that's
too funny.
coming from Pittsburgh.
Oh man. Did you ever,
Oh. Wow.
did you ever put out like because you've been making music.
Mhm.
So you ever put out like Like a gangster rap album?
That's not for me. No. Okay, so here's a funny story, right? So to your point, man. So I had the song that we just most recently been dropping videos for. So the song is called Shades of Jade, and one of the lyrics was, I saw Pops once a year, but he ain't speak the language. Mom's problematic, unc's in the streets active. I was talking about my uncle.
It's like, yeah, he talking in third person right now.
Yeah. And I started getting all these comments like, how active were you? You know, motherfuckers trying to call me out and shit. I'm like, oh, now I really am unc. Oh my God. They thought I was talking about myself.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, I'm still young enough to have my own uncles, you know.
I'm nephew.
Right. It's so crazy, man. You know, I love it though, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world right now, bro. I'm like, you know, it took me a minute to get used to like that volume, that sheer amount of comments popping up.
Yeah.
And I talked to my friend, man, who has millions of followers. I'm like, bro, how do you deal with all this shit?
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, bro, you read the comments.
Exactly.
I'm like, man, I can't stop reading the comments, bro. I'm addicted to comments. My wife's like, you need to chill on the comments. I'm like, I can't. I got to keep reading the comments.
Man, shit, I need to chill on reading comments too. And I've been doing this shit.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just like, at this point, it's like, it's information. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't take any of this shit personally. You know, you got to understand, man. I mean, you know, in high school, we used to call it capping, but you know, now snapping or bagging.
Oh, you mean like roasting each other?
Roasting.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up doing that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, they used to call me, you know, plus, you know, in high school, they used to be like, oh, go easy on him. New kids on the continent. You know what I mean? Or, you know, shit like that.
New kids on the continent is hilarious.
You know? And so when you're in those kind of circles, you don't take that shit personally. You know, you don't take that shit seriously. I don't think you can be Asian in the modern urban environment and take that shit personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So
people always ask me if I was ever hurt by Wildin' Out. I'm like, man, do you watch the show?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No. And then this real quick, one time I clapped back to an Asian joke and I made a white boy joke.
Yeah.
All the Asian blogs, or a couple Asian blogs, were like, Timothy De La Ghetto responds to racist rap, bro.
Hatred.
I was like, do you watch the show?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I feel like, you know, that type of shit, the way we came up kind of helped us have like tough skin for the internet.
You got to have a sense of humor, man. And I think that's one of the reasons also why I've been able to stick it out and persevere. I don't take that shit seriously, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm gonna be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what people say today. You know, I don't care.
That's beautiful.
So you said 16 albums, right?
Yeah.
And on this one, you were given the note to Ride the Beat.
Ride the Beat.
So that
Yeah.
makes me feel like there's some experimental albums
Oh,
out
yeah.
there. Do you have one that you feel like everybody should go listen to, or one that you like, do not listen to that shit?
I got all that.
I got all that.
Sometimes I feel that way about the same record. You know.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend is, if you want like a good solid LyricsBorn starting point, go to Later That Day, which was my first solo album. So that was 03. If you want some weird, wild, experimental shit, go to the Lyrics album with my guy Latif. Shout out to Latif out there. You know? So yeah, man. You know, I'm very proud of that body of work, though. You know, you have to take a path to get to where you are. You know, and it's however I feel about it today. Tomorrow, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So,
Was there ever a plan B?
no.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No,
I
there
love
was
that.
not, you know, and no, there was not, you know. No, there was never a plan B.
I did other shit, but the plan was the plan.
Yeah.
I love that, man. I feel like that's what I love about. That's why I just wanted to chop it up with you, bro. Because I just love like just from little of I knew. From what little I knew of the story, we got there. The journey.
You good.
Yes. It was like I just think it's a testament to like, yo, if you put in the work and you keep doing what you do, it'll do something. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I love to see that, bro. And I love that that you are like at your most popping and doing what you wanted, that you're doing it still and it's popping for you. I love that, man.
I really appreciate that, man. And I feel the same way about yourself.
Thank you, man.
I mean, because I know how difficult it is. You know what I mean? I know firsthand, you know? So, I mean, just to see what you've been able to build, man.
Thank you, sir.
It's inspiring, bro. You know, it's inspiring. And, you know, your journey is your journey, you know? And it's like, it'll never be somebody else's. It'll never be the same. And you can take pieces out of people's playbook, but ultimately it's like that path is yours and yours alone, you know, and you have to figure that out, you know? And that ain't always what we want to hear, you know? Like there were some days like, oh God, can this shit get easier? God damn, how much do I have to take? You know what I mean? But you're going to have days like that. You might even have years like that. You know what I mean? But that's all part of it, man.
And here we are.
Here we are, bro.
And do you want to perform something for us?
Let's go.
Let's get it.
You know what it is. LyricsBorn. Come on. Yes, indeed. Shout to my peoples. Let's go. I smoke. I drank. I'm supposed to quit, but I can't. I'ma take it too far. I'ma take it too far. I tried. I lied. I'm the highest dog in the sky. I'ma take it too far. Take it way too far. When they say I'm the best, baby, they ain't lying. Certified vet from the Bay, like Draymond. We ain't the same cloth, they soft like rayon. Talk down on the boy, that's a hate crime. If I don't feel seen, I see my way out. Time for Ray Charles, need M's like 8 Mile. No name for the king, had to make one. In the kitchen to the neck, tank top, apron. Chef like Raekwon, make the cake rise. Every cook up bustin', like my last name rhymes. Had a bag, baby fat, now what last name rhymes. Kimura, Shimura, that rings nice. Ain't shit real, the tilt, you say something, touch me. Catch good hands like State Farm. If I give you my word, that's spawn a crayon. That's on God and all my angels. Smoke, I drank. I'm supposed to quit, but I can't. I'ma take it too far. I'ma take it too far. I tried, I lied. I'm the highest dog in the sky. I'ma take it too far. Take it way too far. I'm already fun, but we can get funner. Every bottle upside down all summer. PlayStation numbers up 8K with stunners. Drinks with umbrellas like it's rain on my fingers. Rice daddy, got it out the mud like a rice patty. Everything cold, my paddock, my Eddie, your neck, your back. Get ate like candy. Cold with the word, speaking Icelandic. Riceberg Slim, broke the Titanic. Money too sweet, baby, I'm diabetic. Baby can't get up, not at all. She's stuck to the floor on her knees like a Band-Aid. Ew, put the ick in tantric. Big bag like it's pregnant. Bareback in the bag till the beat babbling. Money talks, speaking my love language. I smoke, I drank. Supposed to quit, but I can't. I'ma take it too far. Take it way too far. I tried, I lied. I'm the highest dog in the sky. I'ma take it too far. Take it way too far. Yeah. Hey. Yes, indeed.
Make
You
the
know what
noise.
it is.
LyricsBorn. No Jason Podcast. Let's go.
Come on.
Make sure y'all follow him on everything. Let's go. Thank y'all for watching. I'm Tim Chantarangsu. I'm Ricky Shucks. I'm Nikki Blaze. Make some noise. LyricsBorn one more time. Let's go.
I'm supposed to quit, but I can't.